Hi, here's my third video about all what you must know when you divorce in France. And this part is about the alimony. So that's the question of what you may pay or become during the separation or after the divorce from the other spouse. So first, during the separation. That's called the duty of support ou le devoir de secours. What is it about? It's one monthly allowance that one spouse pays the other in need to help them maintain their lifestyle. And that's for the time of the separation, from the time where the judge rules it to the end, so that is to the final ruling of the divorce. One thing you must know is that there is no pre-established scale or calculation scheme. It's calculated, or I should even say estimated or evaluated, on the basis of each spouse's income and expenses, their respective assets and professional situation, and their living standards. So here there is a very, very big uncertainty. You must really know that. You don't know what a judge is going to decide if you leave a judge decided. So it's better, much better, that you both agree on something. And that way you control the alia pertaining to that question. So please go to an attorney which will be able to help you find an agreement on that point. Next point is what happens after the divorce. That's called the compensatory allowance, or in French, prestation compensatoire. Here, so that's from the point of the divorce for the time afterwards. That's one sum or one part in your assets. It can be a share in a property, in society, whatever, that one spouse pays the other. That's very important. It's usually paid in one time, but it can be paid in different times, up to 8 years. Very, very exceptionally, it may be paid till the end of the life of the other person, but that's for very old married couple where there is no possibility to work at all for any of the spouses, or for the spouse that earn less. So basically, what time can be two times or whatever, but maximal over 8 years. Yeah, and the purpose, sorry, go back. It's to compensate the disparity that divorce causes in the lifestyle of both spouses. So we look at what consequence the divorce has on your life. And obviously, that if one spouse stopped working for the other spouse to follow him or them in an expatriation, or stopped working to raise the kids, then for that spouse in particular, the marriage as such granted financial security, which the spouse won't have after the divorce. And that's the aim of this compensatory allowance, is to compensate for that sacrifice that one spouse did for the other. What you need to know is that once again, there is no pre-established scale, no calculation scheme that is going to be used, obviously used by the courts. So how do we proceed? We have an non-exhaustive list of criteria in the Code Civil, in the civil code, and we have different points to consider. That's, for example, the duration of the marriage, the age and health state of both spouses, income, of course, assets sharings. So share that we have in that. That's going to be the next video actually. What they have paid for their pension fund and what they are going to have as a pension. And the main point is the sacrifices that one spouse might have done for the other and for the family as such, and that they will still be doing in the next years. We have tools, or family barristers, we do have tools, or at least I have, I hope all of them have, but that's not the case, with Excel tables. For example, we can just put all of these criteria in it, and then we have a result, or we have many results. And then can be a huge difference between the different results we have, like really huge, like really no compensatory allowance to 100,000 euros compensatory allowance. Or yes, auf jeden Fall, so there will be a compensatory allowance going from 100,000 to 400,000 euros. Most likely, depends on the case, but can also be less than that. But what I mean is the range of possibilities is huge. I have a predictive justice software. So I just write down all of the criteria I talked about before, and the artificial intelligence is going to tell me, following the criteria you gave us and different decisions we could sum up, we evaluate that there will be a compensatory allowance ranging from 2. And they can compare the different criteria and show me the results they used to come to that result. They can compare it quite easily and say, okay, in that case, the spouses earned so much and so much, and the marriage lasted that long and whatever. But it's never going to be exactly the same case. And I can tell you, here in Strasbourg, we have 13 family judges. You can ask all of them with the same case, and you will have 13 different answers. So here, please, don't leave it to a judge to decide on that. That's way too important. So please get to an agreement and get help for that. Go to a mediator, go to an attorney, which is also mediator. Find a solution which will be okay for you and for the other person, because otherwise you're just taking too big a risk. It's just crazy to let the judge decide on that. So please, get help to find an agreement. An important precision: in general, the type of divorce you choose doesn't have any consequence on the amount of money that you might pay as compensatory allowance. I must just precise that for the divorce pour faute, also faute divorce, might have an incidence. But it's not directly connected. It's not because you have one divorce for that case that you're sure that you won't have any compulsory allowance. And in case it is big enough for a divorce, the judge might still consider that, okay, you cannot stay married, but it's not a huge breach for your life as such. So the compulsory allowance isn't going to be higher because of that. So, but still can be a negotiation tool. Yeah. Please get help to find an agreement on that point. That's it for that point. Next video will be about the assets sharing, which is also very important. And I hope that you've liked this video. If it's the case, please react to it, comment it, share it, follow me. That's very helpful for me. That's very helpful for other couples or separated people that don't know how it works and that need to have the information to be able to decide consciously on how they want to handle it. I've heard too many people say, I didn't know that would work that way. Had I known, I would have spared maybe 10 years of my life and so much energy and money. So please share this information. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day.